What is up? We are back in Black in the building. Shout out to everybody out there at the Core Plantation doing what they need to do to survive. You already know what it is. You know what it ain't. No, I don't know, because I really don't know. So shout out to everybody out there. Shout out to my siblings. Vegas is definitely in the building. Shout out to the homegirl Shawnee. Philly in the building. Shout out to the homegirl Erica. Florida, aka Florida, is definitely in the building. Shout out to my brother James Youngblood. Tex in the building. Dave for No Compromise. Joja's definitely in the building. Hope everything is safe with my brother out there with all the flood and shit going on. Shout out to my homegirl Jerica too in Vegas. Gotta send a shout out to the homegirl Jerica. Man. And shout out to the homegirl Melina all the way in North Carolina, aka North Kakalaka. So shout out to her. Man. We got a lot to discuss real quick. Chasing a story. Because I feel like everybody's just chasing a story. They just put anything out there because it ain't no real content. So we're going to get into it. Let's get it. That's why the thumbnail is of Prince, Harry, and whoever the fuck it is. The reason why I'm doing is chasing a story because that's what it seems like everybody's doing. When you look at the content of the news, let's just go back 6, 7, 8, 9 months. There was more information that people can kind of look at, digest, and kind of do their research. Everything is about Trump, J.D. Vance, Hillary, Kamala, you know, all this other shit. And then this is how you know people are running out of stuff when they're like, hey, it's Kamala. It's not Kamala. It's Kamala and all this other shit. Who gives a fuck what her name is? Y'all just mad that people are calling shit out. And I'm tired of hearing about the Diddy shit too. I'm sick of that shit, man. I saw this thing with Jaguar Wright when she was kind of testifying and she's got her own stories. And then Vlad TV got on there and said something. I kind of wanted to jump on there and be like, why don't both of y'all just shut the fuck up? Because if motherfuckers is really about justice, you ain't got to get on TV or do no interviews or do nothing. You just take matters into your own hands and find the proper authorities to tell your stories to and keep it moving. No, people want to go into the court of public opinion to do what they want to do so they can be seen as the good person who did what they needed to do. No. I got love for Jaguar Wright, but sometimes it's just best to just not even say nothing. For what? Let these people, like, don't be no tool for the dominant society. I'm not agreeing with what the fuck Puffy or Jay-Z or whatever they did or whatever they didn't do. But sometimes is you know, you gotta be slow to speak and ear to hear. Now, do I believe everything Jaguar Wright is saying? I don't know. I'm not in the industry. I'm not around the industry. You know what I'm worried about? Replacing the system of racism and white supremacy and establishing the system of fucking justice. Making sure the racial group that gets the most constructive help gets the goddamn most constructive help. That's what I'm worried about. I could give a flying fuck about all that shit. Is it entertaining at times? Yeah, but sometimes it's not. If you really want to hear constructive criticism about Jay-Z, go listen to America New with Dame Dash. It's always constructive. It's never emotional. It's never like just off the wall shit. You want to hear real constructive criticism of how maybe Jay-Z does his business and how he goes about doing things business-wise, because that's what's most important. Go listen to Dame Dash, because he's giving you a constructive perspective. And when I mean constructive, I mean healthy perspective about, hey man, why are you doing this? And why would you want to do that? And you know, and then as you listen to Dame, it explains a lot about why Rockefeller broke up. It explains a lot. It explains a lot about how Dame would speak and say, you know, things about, I'm sorry, I'm a boss. So I only speak boss. And it explains a lot. It makes a lot of sense to me. That makes perfect sense. He was the boss. He was calling the shots. And some people don't want to stand next to the person that's the business mind. Some people want to be looked at as business. In my personal perspective, I think that's what you should do. If you want to learn about constructive criticism about how Jay-Z does his business deals. Because for one thing, what the fuck does Dame Dash got to lie to anybody about at this point? For two, it's so funny listening to people call Dame Dash broke, and I think it's very hilarious that motherfuckers are called Dame Dash broke, and that man say what he want, do what he want, and maintain the life the way he wants, and he can break your life down, like what he did with 50 Cent. When 50 Cent was like making fun of him, he was like, okay, well, let's do boss to boss. Put out your network. Oh, my bad. Yeah, right, because you're not on your own network. You're with stars. You don't own none of that content. That's why Power has been so horrible. The last couple of years, it's been god awful. It's to the point where I just laugh because it's so awful and so popperish. I'm like, who the fuck is right? I know he don't own this shit because the writing is awful. Sorry. I love 50 Cent as far as his creativeness, but to me, the writing is just awful. You can tell he's not writing it. That's what I mean about, like, if you want to hear constructive criticism about how people do business, go listen to Dame Dash. Stop listening to people that are speaking from an emotional standpoint. Because to me, that means they're chasing a story, whether you're telling the truth or not. Sometimes it's just good to just be still, be slow to speak and eager to hear. And to my point, my biggest point, so what? So what? Let's say the shit is real. What is that doing to replace the system of racism, white supremacy, and establishing a system of justice? Because to me, it just looks like a whole bunch of people chasing stories. I'm sick of hearing Gene Deal, because you know with Puffy, and you know she got her hat like, dog, that's what I don't like. Why you think I took my face off? That's why I'm like, nope, I don't want to do lies. I want to take my face off. The people that fuck with this podcast is the people that's going to lead the messages, like Tasha and David and James and Erica and Shawnee, you know, and people like that. And, you know, and a few others. But other than that, man, no. Because I'm not on here trying to chase no clout. I work at the Core Plantation like everybody the fuck else. So, nah. And sometimes it's not good to like want to be, you know, man, be constructive. I'm not saying everybody's supposed to be like Dame, but what I am saying is when you get on these platforms, sometimes people get emotional about stuff that they maybe have heard, or they embellish certain situations. And I get it because it's good for clickbait and all that. You know, this is when Jaguar Wright was on Piers Morgan, and then Vlad TV's FBI having ass got on there, and then he started talking shit about her. This is what I mean about people chasing a story. You're trying to separate yourself from Jaguar Wright as if what you're saying is the law too. And those people that are going on your platforms, like they're just telling the truth and everybody else is lying. Stop. This is the same motherfucker who thought he was going to bully Marlon Wayans, who is Black Hollywood royalty. You thought you was going to bully him into succumbing and acquiescing to what you wanted. And then when he got all those views on Shannon Sharp's Club Shay Shay, now you got mad. See, here's the thing. I know a lot of people don't like Shannon Sharp. They don't kind of like it. You know what I love about Shannon Sharp? That's a black man. That's a black platform. And it ain't hood. And it ain't ghetto. And it ain't niggas acting a goddamn fool. No, you gonna sit there. You gonna be eloquent. You gonna sip that wine, that cognac that he give you. And you gonna tell a story. You gonna shut the fuck up. You gonna get the fuck on. He ain't having niggas on there fighting, arguing. Well, hold on. Let me call such and such and see. Nah, man. And that's what a lot of dominant society people don't like about Shannon's Club Shay Shay's podcast. His platform is not only blowing up, he's getting A-list celebrities that want to come on his fucking podcast. And now niggas are deviating from the Vlad TVs and everybody else's, and they're going to his shit. So now, and that's what I like. That's, to me, what I would call a faction, or a fraction of black excellence. Not where we're going to Adam 22 and there's a whole bunch of hood niggas talking shit about another hood so it could spill over to the streets and then everybody gets shooting and fighting and like, and what I don't like about it is white people doing it. You guys are culture vultures. Very much so. Because I'm waiting to see when a lot of us just say, you know what? Why even complain about that platform? Let's just go to Club Shay Shay, or let's go to Tariq Nasheed's platform. Let's go to Corey Holcomb's. Let's go to that platform. We ain't got time for that shit. Sometimes it gets to that point where you're like, all right, man, I'm over all that shit. Now we just chasing stories like ambulance chases. We just chasing false narratives the whole fucking time. Like they having that strike. That's something motherfuckers really need to be talking about. That's why motherfuckers run to the goddamn store and buying up all the damn toilet paper, because motherfuckers is afraid of running out of resources. That's what you need to be worried about. If you're in Las Vegas, Nevada, you need to be worried about NV Energy and why is it still goddamn hot out there in Las Vegas. That's what you need to be worried about, and why they charging so much money per kilowatt. Why these hotels and everywhere else is getting the business discount. They getting a homie, lover, friend discount, while your average residential account is paying an astronomical amount of money just to have power. You're like, well, man, stop. You notice they don't like to talk about Nikola Tesla and how he wanted to give power to the citizens for free until, was it JP Morgan? That was like, fuck that. We ain't giving this shit away for free. We charging these niggas. See, they don't like to talk about that. See, they just want you to know Tesla for the car. They don't want you to know about Nikola Tesla, who's like, hey man, I learned how to harness this power, the energy. So we can harness this power and everybody can have power for free. And JP Morgan was like, fuck you and everybody. I done already funded you to do this research. I need my money back, and fuck that. We charging all these other motherfuckers too. There was a movie with Leonardo DiCaprio, and I forgot who else it was, and it was about Nikola Tesla and JP Morgan, and they pulled that shit from the fucking Raptors real quick. You can't even find it. Anybody look up Leonardo DiCaprio playing Nikola Tesla, about the Nikola Tesla story. You ain't never heard about that shit, but I have. And how he found out how the Egyptians learned how to harness the electricity. So when he found out how to do it, he was like, hey man, we can get this shit for free to everybody. Everybody can have free power. That motherfucker JP Morgan with his greedy ass was like, fuck you and these people. So we need to understand that. What are we looking at? Are we chasing stories, or are we looking for real information that could help us and replace this system of racism, white supremacy, and establish a fucking system of justice? Because man, I don't see a lot of that. I see more of chasing stories, putting false narratives out there, re-talking about the Diddy shit over and over again. Oh man, he had all this baby oil. Okay, so the fuck what if he had a whole bunch of baby oil? He's a billionaire. He go do what the fuck he want to do. Why is y'all worried about it? I've never seen so many thirsty ass niggas be worried about a grown ass man. Like, okay, then why y'all don't have the same energy for Harvey Weinstein or Clive Davis? Why you think I said, well, I never said Jaguar Wright was lying. I never said she was telling the truth. My indifference is about her is sometimes it's just good to just, hey man, let me just fall back. A lot of the stuff she says is interesting and it's very much shock value. But a lot of the stuff is like, ooh, maybe you shouldn't have said that. Not because it's not true, but because this is damaging things and you just don't want to be caught out there slinging mud like a domesticated primate. And then when the motherfucking zookeepers come in here and restore order, you don't want to be collateral damage is what I would say. Sometimes it's good to just be like, man, and everybody want to know who's at these Diddy parties. And ooh, but you know what's so funny? I guarantee you back then, everybody wanted to be at a Diddy party. I don't give a fuck if they told you niggas, I don't care if they told women panties got to drop at the door for you to go in this party. You don't think bitches would have been doing that shit? I don't give a fuck if they'd have told niggas, hey, you can come to this party, but your drawers got to drop before you walk in. It'd be some niggas be like, nah, man, I'm cool on that shit. But it'd be other niggas like, fuck it, man. I'm trying to move within Hollywood, man. I don't want to be broke. That's what I'm saying. Everybody wants to possess a moral compass about Diddy. Now, I'm over that shit. Like, I'm really over. Like, dog, man, get over yourselves. Y'all act like this nigga's the only motherfucker, like it ain't 100,000 motherfuckers in Hollywood that's got the same creepo vibe according to public opinion. Because according to public opinion, Puffy's a nut job and, oh my God, he's just baby oil everywhere and just sex everywhere and all this other shit. Right. That's what you said. Okay, fine. All right, and if he's having parties and y'all are showing up to these parties, then who the fuck is it really on? Puffy or the motherfucker that's throwing the fucking party? And is it on Puffy, the motherfucker that's throwing the party? Is it on the motherfuckers that's going to the parties? Okay, I can get you go to one and you be like, all right, man, I'm out. I'm on some Denzel Washington shit. Leave before the devil get here. All right, then, P. Diddy, I fuck with you, my nigga. All right, my nigga. All right, cool. I ain't mad at you for that. But I'm talking about the niggas that were frequently going to the parties. And then now they want to run on YouTube and be telling. Yeah, man, them Diddy, no Diddy, and all this other shit. I'll wait for a motherfucker to do that shit to me. I'm gonna be like, no Harvey Weinstein, no Weinstein. Man. Because it's the same play, and it is so obvious after P. Diddy went after that liquor company for racism, white supremacy, them motherfuckers was like, yeah, his ass has got to go. And if you don't think the powers that be control the government, y'all must be out y'all damn mind. They already did it to Bill Cosby. Then they did it to fucking R. Kelly. They just knew R. Kelly didn't have no money. R. Kelly had fame. So they knew he was going to be an easy target. And what I didn't like about the R. Kelly thing, and I'm going to stand on it again, I've yet to hear anybody say anything. That's what I don't like about these Jaguar rights. Stop mentioning Aaliyah's name. That woman has been gone for over 20 years. And this family is still hurting over that. And y'all motherfuckers just be mentioning her name like it's the fucking thing to do. So since you want to mention dead motherfuckers to everybody, Jaguar Wright included, mention Elvis Presley with his good talking about when he married Priscilla Presley and she was 14. And he was a grown man. Oh no, we don't sleep in the same. We sleep in the same room, but in different beds. Right. I don't hear nobody talking about that shit. But I sure hear a motherfucker want to keep talking about R. Kelly, want to keep talking about P. Diddy and all that. I don't agree with the shit maybe that he did, whatever, but a lot of y'all niggas was signing up for some bullshit, and y'all knew it was some bullshit because y'all was using P. Diddy to get the fame and the money and to take care of your family. So stop. Everybody all of a sudden got a moral compass. Motherfuckers like, what? I don't agree with none of that shit that was going on. I don't agree with P. Diddy treating his own people like that, but who said that was a learned behavior? That was a learned behavior. Why is it ain't nobody mentioning it? Now, I'll give Jaguar right. She mentioned Clive Davis. Why ain't nobody? They put the camera in front of Clive Davis' face. That motherfucker act like he has selective memory. How many times I got to say that shit? Why ain't the goddamn TMZ running up on fucking Clive Davis and being like, hey, there's allegations that said that you're involved in these Diddy parties. Any comment? No, they ain't doing that. But they running up on every black person, and then every black person is throwing the nigga under the bus because they don't want to lose their sponsorships and all that. They running up on Kevin Hart, all kinds of people. Hey, what you feel about the Diddy parties? I say exactly what Marlon Wayans said. I was at them Diddy parties too. I didn't see none of that shit. Man, shout out to Marlon Wayans for keeping it a buck. Y'all, these niggas be like Sugar Free. Some of y'all niggas be killing me. God damn. All this extra chasing stories and being an ambulance chaser. Every time there's a story about something, motherfucker put it out. If you look at the news feed right now, it ain't nothing but Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, Kamala Harris, and P. Diddy. That's all it is. They ain't talking about nothing else. Nothing else. They're not talking about anything else. They're not talking about making these utility companies lower their fucking goddamn prices so people could afford to live in a home and enjoy the home. They're not talking about that. They're not talking about how much they're giving all this money to these illegal immigrants while foundational black Americans gotta work 3 times as hard just to make ends meet, just to pay their rent. This is the stories I want to hear about. I'm so sick of them talking about the border and okay, fine. Fuck all that. Starts now. What do y'all plan on doing with the border? Don't tell me you sending extra fucking people to the border. When are you gonna fucking close it and say any other undocumented immigrants that come here, you will be thrown in Guantanamo Bay? We need to clean up our own backyard right now. So we don't have time for y'all. That's who's gonna get my vote. why why y'all don't have time for us immigrants, because we need to be repaying back black Americans for building this country for free. And I'm so sick of dominant society people always talking about, do you know about the economy and how it works? You can't just, it's so funny, we can go give Russia and all these other motherfuckers billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars and get immigrants billions and billions of dollars, but then when you be like, hey man, what's up with reparations for black people? White people always want to give us some type of economic crisis speech and go on this Vivian Green emotional roller coaster about it. Oh, it'll put the economy ain't shit no way. The euro is worth way more than the dollar. The dollar's not backed by anything. They'll just keep printing money like they have been doing. So just keep printing more money. That's what you've been doing anyway. So I don't want to hear that shit now. All of a sudden, dominant society people are worried about the economy. Y'all niggas ain't worried about the economy. No, you worried about the economy because you worried about black people not having to deal with your sucker shit at these corporate plantations every goddamn day. That's what that is. Now you can't oppress us, because that's what the fun is. Buck breaking black folk and making black people jump through all kinds of hoops and be domesticated primates for you for your entertainment. While the dominant society, the cowardly acts that they pull all the time, sits back, watches the bullshit, watches the niggas become Hayward Shepherds and Stephen from Django's and telling about the gunline bosses, and y'all like that shit. Those are the ill-advised, non-confident dominant society people. The confident dominant society people, they don't want you Sambo cooning. You know what they want you to do? Get that fucking job done and get the fuck out their face. That's what they want you to do. And go home safely so you can bring your ass back to work. That's what they want. They don't want no drama. They not even gonna get involved in any of the sucker petty shit because they don't care. I've worked around dominant society people that are confident like that. And they're gonna nip that in the bud immediately. But those dominant society people are hard to find because the majority of them that I've seen at the corporate plantations are cowards. And they are covert anti-black racists. That's what they are. Go do the research for yourself. Get Powernomics and go read it. And if you don't have Powernomics, and if you're around somebody talking, this is the people that listen to this. This is the people that leave comments and we talk back and forth. If anybody come up to you talking that Democratic shit and they black and they foundational, just ask them one question. Have you read Powernomics by Dr. Clyde Anderson? If they be like, nah, then it's like, you know what? You need to read that book and then we can talk. Until then, I don't really have anything to say. And just walk away. And they're going to be like, damn, what's in this book? You need to read that book because I've already read that book. And I already know that is the guide to political warfare. That's how political warfare works. He's giving you the guide. He's giving you the cliff notes. Those are your political game rules. So if you haven't read that book, we're on 2 different operating systems. You're on Microsoft Windows 95. I'm on Apple Macintosh. We're not on the same page. So read that book, and after you're done reading that book, then maybe we can have a talk. Until then, there's nothing to say. I'm done. Guilty, nigga. Peace.